All right, it's March 23rd. We're here in front of the Plant Growth Center in Bozeman, Montana, Monday after spring break. Got a bunch of very small cereal grain crops here, so rye and wheat plants of different types, and I'll talk about what growth stage they're at. So we have here some rye. This is winter rye, Aroostook winter rye from Aroostook County, Maine. And it is making tillers and making tillers and making tillers and no signs of going into any kind of a vegetative growth stage. If you remember our friend Peter talking about planting winter wheat too early, and it just makes tillers and tillers and tillers. If these are going to be disease prone, if you let them tiller this much, it wouldn't be the best situation. But this plant needs to be vernalized, it needs to experience some cold temperature, know it's been through a Maine winter before it's going to advance in its growth staging, and that's not going to happen in our greenhouse. Up next, we have some winter wheat from Ohio. So this is a soft red winter wheat. I bought this from an Amish person on the side of the road in Ohio. And I don't know the variety, but there's the kind they were growing there. And it too has not yet advanced in its growth stages. So you look at our other wheat varieties we'll talk about here in a second, all have heads emerging, and this winter wheat does not. However, if you look closely, really closely, and you feel we are starting to detect a swelling of a node there. So this winter wheat, in our greenhouse environment, has decided that it has experienced its vernalization requirement. Now, this is a winter wheat from a fairly warm climate. It's definitely delayed in doing so, but it's making that advancement, making that move. So any winter wheat in this stage, you normally wouldn't see this happening until spring. This winter wheat with those nodes detectable, again, yield components of the head size are set, and time to think about different herbicides than your group 0 phenoxy or auxin mimicking herbicides. Those damage the head at this point for this wheat. Moving on to the next wheat, this is also technically a winter wheat, but this is from Sonora, Mexico. So this is Sonoran heirloom winter wheat, so brought to Mexico, northern Mexico in the 1600s by Spanish priests. This is classic heirloom Mexican tortilla wheat, and even though it is a winter wheat, it is proceeded to making heads. So this plant is pretty convinced that winter in the greenhouse in Bozeman, Montana is just like winter in northern Mexico. So it has proceeded, even though it's a winter wheat, its vernalization requirement is even less than this winter wheat from Ohio. We have here two spring wheats. So this first one is Montreal Durum. It's from Montreal County, North Dakota. Durum wheat is, again, a tetraploid wheat that is going to be used for making pasta. And we have these heads fully emerged. You'll notice all the florets on the head are all exactly at the same stage. So this is a determinate inflorescence. Everything is going to happen at the same time on these, and that stands in stark contrast to our mustard plants, which were indeterminate. So a determinate head type or spike inflorescence on this durum wheat, and this wheat is out of the boot. Heads are going to be maturing shortly. We'll be looking at fill of the seeds and talking about things like milk and grain fill. So that's durum wheat. Next to that, we have a Shoto hard red spring wheat. This is a Montana variety of spring wheat. It's got awns, and it's also got heads forming.